today we're going to be having a very big match. We're going to be having Team Infinity Rebirth against Team Feroxx. And for that, I'm not going to be on my own. I'm going to be joined by the one and only Milena Katana. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you, Maxman, even though it's 1 a.m. over here, 2 a.m. for you, but it does not matter. We do have a lot coming in tonight for everybody. Both of these teams are incredible. I've managed to cast a game for them before, and I can tell you, you're not going to be bored.
Yeah, even though it's a bit early for us here in Europe, the hype is real. So as the extra information, the winner of this match will be going into the semi-finals of NACL, which is a very big step. We only have with this match 9 matches left where we do enter the draft. So we do see now a high, like an overall high level coming up into the overall next upcoming matches. So the 9 upcoming matches. There's going to be a lot of hype coming up. And also, we are now, Milena, into patch 3.0. 5 available for everyone, and also patch notes coming up, like with the meta completely shifting around.
Yeah, even though that patch notes may have came out late, doesn't matter. There has been a lot of changes already some immediate nerfs and buffs. So with Koshka as well, a slight nerf. Reza as well getting a major buff as well. So hopefully we may see some Reza being pulled out in this match. Well, he is very strong, definitely in 5v5, and it'd be really interesting to see him in 3v3.
Yeah, Reza, a huge buff. They're getting like a damage potential from 10% of crystal ratio going up to 40%. So that's an overall huge buff, just enables him to burst even more. And when he has his ultimate up, he's able to tank a lot more, because mostly was the focus of the enemy team when he did use his ultimate. Now he's going to be a lot more tanky, and he's going to be able to auto-sustain himself a lot more when he wants to fully engage in those team fight and fully commit. And the draft is taking a little bit of time. I don't know if the players are in or if they're just taking a lot of time to think of their first ban. So, like, ban-wise, what do you think into this meta, Milena? We should be seeing banned out into these games.
Well, like I said, Reza would be a good one. Even though he isn't used a lot in comps, it would be wise to ban someone who's just probably, I would say, have the biggest buff out of them all this whole update. Vox as well, even though he had, I believe, a slight nerf, he is still really strong as well. And like you said, there is going to be a Vox ban coming out from Infinity. It's just taking him off the board. It does leave more laners open in general, such as a Baron or a Ringo, who is still pretty strong, even though Baron did face a slight little nerf. He is still pretty strong and viable this meta, and if he's played really well, and they are going with their Reza ban. Oh, analytic predictions OP. Well, hey.
Yeah. So Vox, as you just said, a little bit of a tweak over. That means his damage on the resonance is a bit reduced on his CP path, but his auto attacks directly, even if you're on the CP path, do a little extra damage. So he's still in the meta. He can challenge a little bit more into those 1v1 situations. We're going to see having a pickup of Cruel. So Cruel, I've been ranking all this night, and Cruel has been my absolute. He's my nightmare. Cruel is a monster. He's got the extra move speed with his shadows and powers and he's passive. It comes up so often. He can just commit into team fights all the time. He can go in 1v3. In the showdown for Nova the other day, we had a Lone Delphi playing a Cruel and going literally 1v3 all the game and just coming out with 3 kills. So Cruel is an absolute monster, and he did get also a buff in this 3.0 patch. So, and to counter that, they're going to be picking up the Sky. Nice pickup on the side of Feroxx, just able to get a lot of distance and just able to get away of the grip of a Cruel, Milena.
Yeah, and it's also a good thing with Sky as well. You can flex her as well, which is a really smart pick. So even though she may not be viable on the CP path, you can always go with the weapon path, and she can have the poison shift to apply the mortal wound to Cruel. But in response, they are going to pick off a Gwen, which is very smart, for especially if it's a CP Gwen. She is honestly Sky's worst nightmare. She's just so bursty, and it really hurts with a Sky. So it is nice to see Feroxx considering their options to ban off that Gwen. But we are just going to have to see what Infinity ban off here. I'm not quite sure what they could ban off here.
They are taking their time though on the bans. But
yeah, they are taking their time.
Oh, going to be banning off Rona. Okay. Rona can be actually quite good into a Cruel if you're able to build up your stacks quite efficiently onto, for example, the roam, also the enemy laner. So just taking him off is quite good because he's one of those sustained heroes who can duel sometimes against the Cruel if he builds up the stack quite efficiently. Because also the breaking point has got a little bit of a change. Doesn't have 20 max stacks now, has got 25 stacks. That means those weapon heroes to scale out through a fight has to battle a lot longer and commit a lot longer to get those stacks up and get the extra damage they want from that item.
Yeah, exactly. And like with Rona as well, with her foe splitter, it also has a mortal wound, so it does hurt Cruel a bit. Even though in a 1v1 scenario, Cruel may be likely to come out on top, but he said if the Rona is able to kite and move around and just jump around and twirl around, she can easily outdo the Cruel. But we do have the second pick for Feroxx being an Arden here with Sky, which I really do like. It makes her even more mobile, can make her get away from the Cruel. And it's also a nice pick off away from Infinity because it also restricts Cruel with his movement, even when he does have his shadows empower me, pass it up. Having the Vanguard on top of that does make him incredibly mobile. And just having the Gauntlet as well can lock down people such as Cruel or even Sky if they picked it up. But it is a really nice pickup. Arden in general is really solid, but in response they are going to go for a Lance. So I do like he can lock down the Sky if he lands his impales and can be a real nightmare with his Githian walls.
Yeah, like you can see into this game for the moment, everything is focused around the Sky because Sky was picked up as a counter into this Cruel. Arden was picked up in the fact to give the extra move speed and also try and slow down the Cruel that's going to try and get on top of this Sky. So you can see that they want to try and like focus and try and protect this Sky on the side of Team Feroxx. And just picking up the Lance there, if they're able to get just one Impale onto that Sky, she's going to be CC'd. You can just combo it up with a Githian wall and just continue CCing down that Sky. If she gets CC just once, it's the end, it's game over. So basically you can see both teams are focusing a lot around that Sky and they're going to be picking up then last pickup into the lane for Infinity Rebirth, that Celeste.
Yeah, Celeste is really a smart pickup, especially that her range is incredibly large now. I believe it's gone from 8 to 9.5 when you max it out, which is incredible. And even then, just before, it was a nightmare for Sky. But now Celeste having that extra range, she can poke down that Sky so much easier. So she is going to have a bit of a hard time here. Feroxx here maybe wanting to go for sort of a tanky jungler here just to get into the faces of Rebirth to really peel for that Sky. Even though they could possibly go for attacker here, but he will have a bit of a pain into Cruel when it comes to the late, I would say, if he gets caught out, but he would be really deadly into Celeste here just because she is so squishy, she gets burst down so quickly by the aftershock. But could be a really good pick, but although they could flex the Sky, they could pick up a Petal instead for the jungle, but they are going to go for a Black Feather, and it may be a CP Black Feather.
Yeah, I was just about to talk about Black Feather would have been a good pickup because you're against a CT hero. There is that Lance, and also you got the Core Collapse, very annoying coming out onto that Celeste. Just having those two stacks of Rose Offensive into the late game is just going to enable you to avoid all that huge amount of CC coming out on the side of Infinity Rebirth and try and just dive onto this Celeste because if you're able to take down Celeste, Cruel is a piece of cake because you got a Sky able to stack up depending on if she's going like weapon or CP because like this Black Feather and Sky are two flex heroes. They can go jungle, they can go lane, they can go CP or weapon. So we do not know what's going to be happening. Even though I think we might be seeing a CP Sky and a weapon Black Feather, which seemed the smartest to actually go and dive with that Black Feather and also auto sustain himself onto when he dives onto the Celeste.
Yeah, exactly, and it would be a easier face off in the lane to have a weapon Black Feather onto Celeste, for he does have his poke as well, is on point, and in the jungle he would find, I would say he would struggle a lot more into a Cruel if a Cruel tried to early invade, just because the Sky can easily get away if she wants. The last thing you want to do is have a Cruel invade a jungle into a CP Sky where she can scale up. She does have a better early game than the Cruel, of course, and it's really risky to go into a Sky so early on. It's just not worth it. So they should be going for a weapon Black Feather in the lane and a CP Sky in the jungle, which would be their best bet, especially into Cruel. But hopefully Black Leather will be this front line. He will go in, he will do the damage, he will knock out this Celeste, and the focus will nicely go onto this Cruel on the side of Infinity. But we are just going to have to see how Feroxx do play this out for. It can go either way, Maximum, for they're both, I would say, easily countered, both of these teams.
Indeed, the game is just starting as we do slowly enter the fold. And just quickly before we do start the game, onto this Sky, I would like to see Spellfire being built up because
Hmm.
it has got a change. Now it does apply this mortal wound that would be very effective into a Krill to stop the huge usefulness of his Deadman Rush, of his Spectral Smite. So building that item a little bit later into the game, not maybe first or second item, that would be a bad idea as it's an item that has to scale with your CP power. If he builds it a little bit later upon the game, I think it'd be a really smart pickup on the side of Team Feroxx here.
Yeah, like you said, I would think that Sky may be inclined to pick it up as her second item after she does have her Dragon's Eye, and even go for an Eve or a Broken Myth. She might want to go more for a Broken Myth over an Eve just because of the Spellfire. You still get the CP damage off of it, and like you said, you get the Mortal Wound off of it. You'll also have the Mortal Wound from Blackfeather, hopefully if he does pick up a Poison Shiv, which Daysong should do here, as we do see some possible engagement coming out.
Yeah, Surstrike going to be used very early there, but mostly cannot escape from the Cruel in a little sticky situation there. Going to love attack Hawker, that's going to be connecting Healing Flask. Going to be deleted on that shield. Unfortunately, it's going to be first kill picked up on the side of Infinity Rebirth. Now going to try and pick up another kill. On point, going to be able to get a little bit more sustain. Unfortunately, not going to be that much of a use for Jaefyong, Daesong. I'm going to be using that Healing Flask to regen out. Nice pickup on the side of Infinity Rebirth to put a lot of pressure early game.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, and we do see a little bit in the lane. Silent Killer just stunning him against the wall. But I did like the positioning of the Celeste there, which they should be doing, and I hope they continue on. She was in the back, she was poking with her Helio, and she did land a really nice core collapse to secure the kill onto that Sky there with Selmore just picking it up. He was not afraid to go in, and Sky unfortunately did just misplace her Series Strike. Just used it a little bit too early, otherwise it could have gone the other way for Feroxx, as we do see in the lane.
Yeah, we do see another engagement now. Healing Flask going to be used there for Tsuki, just able to survive a little bit of damage from that forward barrage. So yeah, mostly into this game, Moji, going to have to pay attention to that Sewer Strike. If you waste it, Cruel is just going to fall onto you and basically just delete you in the blink of an eye. Oh, forward barrage. They're silent. Going to be using that Healing Flask. We do have Silmar coming back in. Impair. Oh, missing out. Nice. Nice. Vanguard can be used up to get out of that CC. Unfortunately, just going to try and back over. Going to be using that Spectral Smite onto Jaefyong, but do pick up anyway a kill over onto Silent Killer. Wasn't able to get away of that situation. Going back in, Deadman Rush, not going to be using it. Just going to be back into the jungle for the time being. Going to be rotating over. Tashimi going to be using the Vanguard. Look at that Cruel, as I said, an absolute monster. He goes in 1v3, does not care. He's against the enemy team. You got Blackfeather coming back over. Where's that Sky? Going to try and get the extra move speed with his passive. Gonna be complicated to try and get away. Javelin Arts coming over. Uses the some wall. No. Oh my god, I cannot believe he just survived that.
This is why you should never underestimate the power of the Cruel, even though.
Sneaky on point. Oh, Blackfeather coming over, stealing that jungle now, trying to stick together as much as possible. Just gonna leave them run away. Oh my god, that Blackfeather. You should not have back behind your turret at safety.
Oh, that was a very nicely well played from Daesong. A beautiful on point. Did make him secure the kill. It's just a little back in the face, but like, oi, this is what you get for killing my Arden. Boom, you're gonna die instead. But like I was saying, never underestimate the power of a Cruel hit, or even a Black Feather as VDC. He's doing a little bit of damage on Dasuki. For Cruel can easily just turn it around. He did for Chamyu. He managed to, however, he did get a little bit cocky towards the Sky and the Black Feather as they did almost kill him off, which they did eventually end. It was long, but even then, with his Shadow's empowerment, he does have that mobility. He can get out so easily, so just don't ever underestimate it.
Looks like we do have this call coming back and going to be coming back in with Deadman Rush onto Jaefyong Song. Going to try, Healing Flask going to be popped out. Able to tank out the damage of that Spectral Smoke. That's how you see, like, if you are playing a Cruel, you want to play very, very aggressive, always committing in those fights. And Tsuki going to be going very low. Be careful of the engagement. The level 6 is not available yet onto this Blackfeather. Cannot reposition with the Rose Offensive. So it should be popping up any second now because his ultimate His level bar is already midway past. So when he does get that ability, he's going to be game changing.
Yeah, it will definitely be game changing as we do see Feroxx at the moment. They're slightly ahead in gold. They're doing a lot better as well as we can see. There is a huge level difference as well. Even though Daesung, that you said, he may not have his Rose offensive, but it doesn't matter. This Sky is already level 6, which is going to be really crucial for Selma at the time, who's now just hit level 5, was level 4. So with Sky being able to have a different buff, if he gets caught up in that, he is stunned. He is going to be a dead crawl if she's able to follow up with a Suri Strike and a full barrage, like we've been seeing Moji use perfectly throughout the team fights going on, like we did see earlier on in the early engagement. She used her Suri Strike to reposition herself, which managed to pick up that kill onto Silent Killer and almost Zuki earlier in the early game, and I would say about 2-3 minutes in.
Do have a little bit. Ooh, just the teams are both feeling themselves for the time being, coming back in with the Feint of Heart there. Got the on point available if ever he wants to use that one into 1 second. Just trying to get a little bit of sustain. Come back in for that crawl. There's Manrush should be coming back in to try and get the extra sustain. Yes, he's getting his stacks up quite slowly. Blackfeather does have the Rose offensive. It will be going across the wall. Oh, Silent Killer just staying in the middle of all this fight. Impale going to be connecting just on time. And the Jithian wall followed up. Will be giving an easy kill over to Selma. And now, mostly a nice amount of damage there. That's one above going to be core collapsed. Nicely with a Solar Storm burning through. Going to be helped up by the Vanguard and his healing flask just in case that Impale did connect. It's not the case. He will slowly regen back up. And Tsuki putting a lot of pressure and has still not got to that level 8 power spike onto a Celeste. When that's going to happen, Moshi's going to have a real problem to stay in life.
He will be under improvement, but Zuki as well needs to calm down the aggression here a little bit. He nearly did get taken out the turret. As Moshi may not, okay, never mind. I nearly cast a curse on myself. Nearly picked up the kill on Silent Killer, but Summel's here. He is going to help to try and push them back a little bit. And hopefully, are they going to go in? They should. They really
I
should.
don't think, because now Moshi is very low. Oh, coming back in. Back in just on time. That must have been scary. That must have been really scary. You saw him come in like a train. So right now you have Tsuki there with a huge siege potential, just trying to burst down that turret. But you do have Blackfeather saying no, and coming back in, going to avoid that core collapse with the Rose offensive. Coming back in, nice on point 5 stack with the Hearth Rope. Got a Feint of Heart, picking up an easy kill onto Silent Killer. And they're just going to try and reposition out of this fight. This is what Blackfeather was going to be good into this draft. Able to pick up easy targets. Silent Killer a little bit too low there. And he's just going back in there. Forward barrage. Healing Flask going to be popped out onto Tsuki. Just try and get a little bit more regen. And we do have then a nerf onto that Healing Flask now, Milena. Just healing you a lot less.
We do see some of its effect as we do see Selmore. He is just being stunned up in a little bit with the Death from Above. He is trying to go in onto Moji, who's just trying to forward barrage his way out. Fountain has been popped though. Moji maybe getting away here. He is just repositioning with his Suri Strike.
That block was well placed there. Unfortunately, it looks like Selma was. The Solar Storm! The Solar Storm was godly coming out of my. Oh my God, Tsuki! That Solar Storm was super sneaky and looks like we're gonna have a little bit of an engage there, counter engage to say, how dare you pick on Moshi. Now he's got the level 8 power spike. It's gonna be really game changing. Oh my God, Sniper coming in.
Now that is the definition of what you call map awareness, and I believe that may have just happened just from probably 5v5 making you more map aware, but that is what you call being on point and just being aware of what's going on. It does allow you to pick up 3 kills like that and even possibly objectives in the late game if they are able to snipe that again. Zuki with the godly little snipe there. It was perfectly timed, perfectly damaged. Please, I want to see more.
Yeah, I
Please.
want to see more. We do have then a fight, Milena, as you are just asking. Impale going to be going the opposite way, just trying to avoid that forward barrage. And no, actually, Milena, no team fight for now.
Oh, but I want the aggression. This is an A. Come on.
Yeah. So on Moji, we do have the Dragon's Eye first item. Gonna have to see wants to try and pick up after that. Because Spellfire, as we said earlier, would be a very interesting item. As they do try and take down this turret, gonna have this one, but trying to get the extra damage onto this first lane turret. And now just the zoning coming out from Celeste. Impale going to be missing out by Silent Killer coming back in. Guy's passive. Shadows empowers me. Solar Storm coming out. Going to be bursting through the entire enemy team of Feroxx. From Elzar can be connecting too, doing a nice amount of CC on Mochi. Going to be using that Suri Strike to reposition. Healing Flask popped out. Oh, the zonings of Tsuki! That Helio
Oh,
turning into a Nova and putting so much damage that Mochi had to go down. Look at that. Tsuki. He's just doing an awesome job on this Celeste. As I said, if you got that level 8, just going to be that much more effective in your fight. And looks like this turret should be going down.
should be going down. Chamyu, though, is going to go down with it, though, unfortunately. He did try, but it looks like it is going to be a nice 200 gold going over to the side of Infinity. But the turnaround from the Celeste. Oh, I'm loving it. You don't want to mess with a Celeste with 18 Dragon's Eye stacks.
Yeah,
Grrr.
18 Dragon's Eye stacks. Now, with the change onto Dragon's Eye, you have to. It takes a bit more time to scale. But that little fight there in the lane took so much time to actually finish. He got full stack super fast and just stayed at that power spike really long. So it was a little bit of a miscall there, I'd say, from Blackfeather to actually trying to engage when that Celeste was at her power spike, when he didn't have one stack on his breaking point. So you have to try and pick up the fight and try and delete Celeste as fast as possible. If you do not delete Celeste in the first 5 to 10 seconds of the fight, you're just going to lose it.
Yeah, and we do see Daesung here on this Blackfeather trying to get into the backline onto Celeste, like we did see earlier. However, he did get caught up in that gauntlet, which was nicely placed. Well, I'm sorry, no, he got caught up in the Githian wall, wrong team. And he was just getting a little bit caught out. He was just getting stunned up and rooted, as we do see a couple of stuns coming out here.
Yeah.
Different above, not connecting though, unfortunately.
Yeah, both teams just trying to feel the pressure right now. Selma trying to engage with his shadows, empowers me. Unfortunately, not going to be going that far. The zoning, just zoning completely out there, Moji. If you get close to a star, you're just going to take the Nova full damage. And just posting now, backing out. And the Dragon's Eye stack start coming up there onto Tsuki, just zoning that bush. They still do have their first turret, so that means it's quite a good advantage on the side of Team Infinity Rebirth if they do engage here, as they do have quite a big room to fall back on. Korkora's going to be blocked out by a nice Crucible of this Arden. But she did go a bit fast. Selma a bit too in front lane. Nice Solar Storm bursting through, ripping through Moshi. From Elzar coming out, will not be connecting at all. Unfortunately, from Selma, just missing out completely the mark. Now, going to be stunned out there. The Arden coming back into re-engage, going to be deleting that Celeste, and it's going to be Ace. Which they just deleted everyone in less than 1 second. That was an awesome combo coming off the side of Feroxx. Like, just so much synergy. They knew what they wanted to do, and they done it perfectly.
They did know of their positioning there. The Sky, the great positioning there with her forward barrage and her series strike. If you did see, she was able to get her Dragon's Eye stacks a lot quicker than Celeste. Even though Celeste does have more items, doesn't matter. Moji was just able to stack up so much quicker, did so much more damage than her. She may be more down on items, but now this nice little amount of gold that they do have, it's just under a 2k gold lead now to Feroxx. So hopefully with this he'll be able to buy some more items. As we see, he is going for that broken myth, like I'm hoping that he would. He might be going for that spellfire that he's been going on about, Maxman.
Yeah.
But hopefully, I really want to see him do a spellfire now. I really do. And if it doesn't, you owe me a $5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it could be nice because Selma, even though he's going down most of the time into these fights, he is still able to sustain quite a lot. And it will also take a lot out of the use of the fountain from Silent Killer. So it would be like a double-edged knife, basically. And we do have then the zoning once again from Tsuki coming out with those Heliogenesis, just looking for the next engage. And Selma, unfortunately, right now, he doesn't have that much potential to stay into those fights because he did get like outzoned. Coming back in with a fight there. Don't not have time to finish that sentence. This one, but able to zone out completely. Tsuki going to be a little bit slowed. With that damage was huge onto that ultimate. Now, cool, a little bit into that 1v3 situation as Tsuki and Silent Killer are backing out for Barrage, just trying to get the extra damage onto that Celeste. Solar Storm coming out, ripping through Moshi. Those snipes, third snipe of the game. Moshi just taking that full. He's getting ripped apart by that Solar Storm. Have to pay a little bit more attention.
He does need to be a little careful. As you see, 471 damage already, and I do believe Celeste even then didn't have a lot of stacks. Just imagine when she gets her full 18 up again, like we have seen earlier. It is a monster, it is a nightmare. Like I said, she's ahead more in items. She's also going to be looking for that clockwork as well from that chronograph, so she is going to be able to have her abilities to do that more frequently. She's going to be able to stack much more quickly and burst out so much more damage here. Feroxx really need to be careful in it. They really, really need to focus down the Celeste as much as possible. We have been seeing Daesong been going in, trying to get in there, trying to avoid the crawl as well, trying to kill them. And even in that fight, I do have to give credit to Chanyu. He did use his Crucible to block that 3-man stun on the Giffian wall, which is really, really hard to do. That Silent Killer did. So I will have to give him prompts on that. And it was really effectively done. And I hope to see them do it more effectively here.
Yeah, we do have a fight now coming out. This one, we're able to stop and block out the escape route from the side of Infinity Rebirth. I come back in with the Rose offensive. Input are going to be connecting. Unfortunately, not going to be enough as they do pick up 2 kills with the Gauntlet across the wall. And the Arden will be following up, and that will be resulting into a double kill over to Moshi. And now Kraken is up onto the fold and going to be trying to secure that as fast as possible. This game is going to be going over to Feroxx if this continues this way.
If it does continue this way, but it is both Infinity Rebirth and Feroxx. They're both amazing teams. It can go either way. Like we've been seeing, some fights have been in favor for Feroxx, some of them in favor for Infinity, but at the moment it is in favor for Feroxx as they do have this Kraken. This is not going to be a final push though for definite unless they are able to ace it.
Oh, gonna have to cut you have the unfortunately 4 seconds. Silent Killer taking a lot of burst damage up front, gonna be deleted in the blink of an eye. Unfortunately, they do not have their support anymore. He did have the Crucible, unfortunately, he didn't even have the time to use that Crucible, and now just trying to slowly push onto this choke point turret as this Kraken is still proudly pushing. Just starting to choke down the damage on that turret. And we do have then Black Feather coming back in, going to be stunned out by a nicely placed core collapse. But Tsuki just going to be going, oh no, just surviving. Was a little bit of HP into his own fountain, into an own base. Core collapse going to be missing out. We do have the respawn now. Silent Killer back into this game. Trying to help out his team, going to try and get a little bit more CC. And fortunately, nice Crucible coming out of Chamu. Going to be using his War Tread to try and allow his team to get out. Crystal Sentry spawn. They're going to try and take it down. They can even try and look to actually finish this game, Melina, as the Kraken is still munching through this turret. Second Vain turret going to be going down. Nice Impale, able to CC down Moshi that just uses Reflex Block a little bit too late. But this will be game number 1 over to Team Feroxx. Just finishing this game in a little 17 minutes with this awesome Kraken push, taking 3 turrets.
Well, they usually say a Kraken can't usually take more than 2 turrets, let alone win a game. But oh my god, managed to take down all 3 turrets there, all full health. He did take a little bit of damage even then before reaching that turret. Managed to take the vein, and luckily they were able to reposition themselves for Feroxx there, especially with Moji on the sky. He did fall incredibly low there at one point, but luckily with the series strike and just changing his target lock, he was able to not only kite out the crew, do some damage onto turret, and hopefully secure those turrets and help them win that game overall.
Yeah, congratulations to Team Feroxx. They're taking game number 1 of this BO3. And quickly, before we do close up game number 1, I would like to talk quickly for Silent Killer. He did not have the Atlas Pauldron. Actually, no Atlas Pauldron available on the side of Team Infinity Rebirth. That just allowed Daesong to do 3-up damage. And I think he brought this Echo a little bit too early onto this lance. What do you think of that, Melina?
Well, Echo generally on Lance could be really effective, especially that you can have the double Impale and the double Giffian Wall. It's just to reduce the mobility that Feroxx had, which is really smart and just make it a lot harder for them. Although we have been able to see with Chanyu being able to block some of the Giffian Walls or the Impales with the Crucible. But I would say at the end of the day, the Atlas would have been more crucial over the Echo. Even though Echo isn't, I say, much more of a valid pickup for Lance, it can be still needed, but not as necessary. For you, like you said, you need the Atlas onto Black Feather. He is just going to stack up so much more, and again have 3 damage onto that Celeste, who was having a lot of trouble when it came to the late. And when Daystorm was able to get on top of her, she just got melted instantaneously. Hopefully, maybe that Silent Killer may be more aware of his item prioritizing for the next game, as we are hopefully going to be looking into draft soon.
Yeah, so game number 1, once again, taken in by Feroxx. We want to see who of these two teams will be going into the semifinals. As a reminder, the winner of this match of this BO3 will be going into the semifinals of NACL. So very important match for both of these teams. Game number one taken by Feroxx. We're gonna see if Feroxx are gonna turn this into a 2-0 and just call it a day, or if we have a little sneaky Infinity Rebirth that are wanting to make this a 1-1 situation and make a huge comeback into this game. So gonna see, should be going to the draft any moment now. But what do you expect to see coming in draft-wise, Milena, as this game number one has just ended?
I would say hopefully a ban on the cruel.
Please ban cruel.
Just because, literally, even though unfortunately Infinity may have lost that match, Cruel, Selmar's Cruel did so much work and so much damage. He was able to stick onto Daeson or even Moji, surprisingly, who is really mobile as a Sky. So maybe getting rid of that Cruel could be really good, or even picking off maybe the Sky there, as she was a real pain, or even the Black Feather.
Ooh.
Even though Black Feather did take a nerf, he is still pretty strong, but it doesn't matter. They're listening to me. They banned the Crew.
I said that first game and they didn't ban it. I think they regret that, that they didn't ban that Cruel. Cruel banned off right away. Nivmet, please nerf Cruel. It's too much. So basically, we're gonna see if they want to reban this Reza. I'd like to see a Reza pick up because I haven't, unfortunately, in this 3.0 patch, I haven't seen a Reza being played in 3v3. I saw in 5v5 was okay. 3v3 can be absolutely a monster. They also got other bans. You've got Gwen that can be banned out because into the weapon build, he is quite powerful, getting his passive up much more after the little buff that she got in 3.0. So Gwen is a quite good hero in weapon right now. Yeah. So you got different bans possible to come out on the side of Team Infinity Rebirth. What do you expect coming out here, Milena?
I would say either a Vox or a Reza. Like you said, Reza is a nightmare, and Vox as well is still pretty viable. I wouldn't be surprised if it is a Vox ban here, but they did have the Cruel picture, so Vox won't be having much of a hard time, but they are going to go for a Rona instead here, surprising, which I find quite interesting. Very interesting ban. I've never seen a Rona ban personally myself, but they are going to go for a Reza. Yes!
Yeah. So something quickly before we talk about the Reza. Infinity Rebirth first ban Rona. So that's a ban I do not really understand because Rona, if you first pick it onto A side, it's a hero that's actually quite easily countered. You got Lance, a good counter into that kind of hero. Also, Chainwalker, there's a very good counter into that hero. So just banning it first ban on the side of Team Infinity Rebirth, I think it's maybe more of a comfort ban, but I still find it a bit weird. And then first pick, going to be seeing this Reza on Feroxx. So how do you think, like, going to be banning Black for them, picking Vox for Infinity Rebirth, though? Yeah, the Vox, as you were talking about, really good into this update 3.0.
Yeah, Vox is very strong this update, and it looks like just to see how draft is going, they've reversed the bans. We did see have the Vox banned off last time and the Reza banned off. We had the Rona still banned off, but instead we now have Cruel. So it looks like they're sort of switching up. They're sort of just picking off the heroes that they played last game, such as the Black Feathers we did see. It is incredibly strong. He did take a bit more of a nerf in 2.12. But even then, he is still a pretty strong person, and they are going to pick off the Arden as well, which is really nice to see them making Infinity trying to show that they can do so much more. And even though Feroxx did pick up that Arden last game, I think they know the power that he has. It is smart to pick it off from Infinity Rebirth. He works very well for Vox with his resonance bounces if he's picked up, but he is going to go with a Grace, which I would say is my favorite combo to go with a Vox Marksman. I don't know about you, but it's my favorite.
Yeah, late game, double Divine Intervention. If you do decide building up the Echo, which is like kind of the normal build at this point and in this meta, when you did get that Grace, and also with that Fountain, that means you got a triple healing. Triple healing is quite huge into to Vainglory because also in 3v3, because having 3 heals, that means you're able to get that much more sustain on your entire team. And just comboing that up with an already very slippery Vox, you're going to be able to give him also extra sustain. And what's cool is that right now, Vox is into that flex pick role. It can be CP, it can be weapon. So a bit of, they're in the mist. Like, really right now, Feroxx is in a complete mist. They do not know what's going to be happening with this Vox comboed up with this Grace.
Yeah, like you said, he can go CP weapon. Fortunately, can't flex him in the jungle. It does not work. For he's a Fox, but they are going to go for a Gwen. I'm liking this draft coming out from Feroxx at the moment. Gwen, I would say, is probably one of the best heroes into Vox just because she does have a lot of burst with her boomstick and all her other snazzy abilities as well. Reza, again, very bursty, going to be very effective into Vox, who is a very, very weak carry. I would say they have a very strong draft coming out here on the side of Feroxx, and maybe they may want to go in with a Lance or a Cath here to support just because she is very good into Grace and she could be a very good tank, but they are going to go for a Lyra here instead. I have not seen a lot of Lyra, even though she can provide a lot of sustain and heal. She has had quite a big nerf on her Bulwark, although she has more of a slow now, which is very effective against this Vox and Grace. It's very mobile. They are going to go for an Alpha. Oh, this Rez is going to have a fun time. He's going to be having an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, Reza is gonna be really complicated to play this Reza because Grace already is one of those heroes that counter a Reza quite well because you can anticipate quite easily what a Reza is going to do, where he's going to focus. He's going to try and focus the Vox, which is the smart case in the Reza is going to try and do. Going to try and burst down that Vox. If this Grace can position properly, placing down a Holy Nova and just opening Reza to free damage is going to be really easy. If they're able to get their synergy on point on the side of Team Affinity Rebirth, I think they can pull this back to a 1-1. But still, Reza, huge buff in 3.0. Like this game can go, once again, as you said earlier, Melinda, it can go either way.
It can go either way. We did see it last game. They are both amazing teams. But yeah, like you said with Reza, I haven't seen him in 3v3. I've only seen him in 5v5. Even in 5v5, he's still a monster and a half. It'd be really nice to see all these heroes with their buffs and their nerfs. So Lyra with her nerf, but buff as well, and her sigil with Gwen as well. And with Reza, it would be nice to see how effective they are in 3v3 and just how much of a monster they are, and as well, of course, for the Vox as well, with how he is going to work for. I believe it probably will be a CP Vox here, as they do have an Alpha, although Weapon Alpha could be very effective here in Teresa, but primarily a CP Alpha would be better just because she has a lot of burst, so it probably will be a Weapon Vox, but I would like to see them switch it up. I do like to see different things happening. It may not be the best comp, but it doesn't matter. It's different. It'll make me a very happy caster. So it's just okay.
Yeah, different is interesting because now Reza, a hero that was a bit neglected before update 3.0, is doing quite a big comeback. It's been played a lot everywhere. Like I saw it on the different streamers that were starting to stream after the 3.0 patch came out, and there were a lot focusing around Gwen and Reza. And Gwen and Reza now are both on the same side, going to be onto the side of Team Feroxx. Feroxx, the game number one. So I think they do have maybe into this 3.0 meta, they do have the upper hand in terms of draft and in terms of ranked heroes. Because right now, this duo has a burst potential that's huge. You have the Reza getting his 5-star to stack, able to burst down the backlane Vox if they're able to play this properly after you do have the Grace, as I talked earlier. Just able to a little bit counter that. And then you have this Gwen in 3.0 had a buff onto her passive, Boomstick. They're able to do a lot of burst damage with her simple auto attacks. Is now reduced the cooldown between which she could actually get a burst damage. That means she can get a burst potential much, much more often. So burst potential on the side of Feroxx, absolutely huge.
Yeah, definitely. And I do want to emphasize the Netherform Detonator on Reza is going to be doing so much more work now. He's going to be so much more tankier with the actual fortify health he's got. And of course, with his CP ratios being changed as well, it's going to do a lot of bursty damage onto this Fox. And hopefully this Alpha as well, even though Alpha will be a pain with having her infinite reboot, which is, like I said, is one of Reza's worst nightmares just because in before he wasn't able to chunk her down really quickly before she got her termination protocol off. But hopefully he will be fine. Hopefully he's going to cope with this extra burst he has, and we're going to see if Reza is now viable into Alpha now.
And for the time being, we are now entered into the Magnific Alcyon Fold, ready to battle for this probably last game of this BO3 if Team Feroxx take the win, or if we might see an awesome comeback from the side of Infinity Rebirth. Both teams have the potential to win this match, as we have awesome draft coming out of both sides. Alpha a little bit OP into this patch, into the weapon phase. Looks like we will be then. We just got confirmed that Selma onto this Alpha will be going weapon. I'm going to have that CP Vox that has a huge scale potential.
Yeah, they looks like they are listening to me, which I'm very happy. CP Vox here will be very good, for I believe that with this composition with Feroxx, especially when they need to go and heal from the sigils, they're going to be all very clumped together. So we'll allow Vox to stack up really quickly from throwing down his pulse and being able to pick up his Dragon's Eyes stacks very quickly. Sorry,
Coming
as
back
we do see an
in.
engage.
Yeah, they do get the Elder Trin going to be picked up there for Daysong. So nice pickup there, just getting a little bit of early advantage. Little gold advantage of 200 on their side. Not that much, still can come back into this early phase, but just nice pickup in for that first little engagement.
Yeah, really nice little pickup there. Unfortunately, no kills coming out. Just a little bit of bursty damage, just everyone to back off, like Silent Killer here. Just putting a lot of damage on to Daysong here. Thought it is a grace, but as we can see, Lyra just doing Lyra things and just being a really good support just to balance out the lane, which is what you need to do, and let Alpha and Reza get on with their own little things in the jungle.
Yeah, and we do have the Moshi. He is close to the lane. Looks like he's trying to rotate right now. And yeah, he does get the information. I think his team just told him to rotate up. As Silent Killer is actually quite low. He does have a Troublemaker stack. Going to be popping that healing flash trying to sustain. Nice, how you know, but as I said earlier, can be a really Troublemaker ability onto this Reza. Unfortunately, Chamu taking quite a lot of damage from those core charge. Gonna have to back out and respect the damage coming out of Selma. Would you have him there? Nice. Moji coming back in. Unfortunately, taking a lot of reverse damage. Healing flash going to be popped out. Suki did regen quite a lot there. Core charge coming back in Selma. Ooh, almost. No, yeah, he does pop out his termination protocol. Going to be rebooting right now. Not going to be having that ultimate for the next 80 seconds. So be careful for the next team fights.
Yeah, they do, and we did see Suki there as well. But oh,
yeah, coming back in with the Prime Directive. Does have the core charge extra damage. Unfortunately, that was a little bit. Oh, that was a little bit too much. Going to be deleted, giving over first blood to Team Feroxx.
Oh, this is why you should not do an early engage with an alpha without your infinite reboot, just because you know you're not going to survive. Little cocky there, but it doesn't matter. Moji here again is also being really cocky here against Silent Killer, but he may be taking this Elder Treant. Though, Cham, you could steal it. Please steal it. Please steal it.
Holy Nova going to be used up. Unfortunately, going to be taken over by Shamu.
Yes.
Nice pickup.
That is my man. Yes. Respect for the Slayer. He knows how to sigil. My man.
Yeah, and also, well, I'd say we're going to be talking about Lyra real quick. So now Lyra, her bulwark, the only place where it stops dashes is the side of her bulwark. You can still dash inside the bulwark. And now the bulwark, when you activate it, does apply a 30% slow. And when you max it out, when you have the maxed out to level 5, you will have a slow of 30% for 2 seconds. And talking of that with Nivmet, if you do get the echo, if by any means you get the echo, you can get a 30% cooldown for 2 seconds, and with the echo, apply that for 4 seconds, having a 30% cooldown slow. That would be really huge and really effective when you're going up against an alpha and against a Vox, just able to keep them in place.
Yeah, it would be nice to see like Vox and Alpha and just the whole composition of Infinity Rebirth are very mobile. So having the Lyra here, just having that slow is very effective for all that fancy maths that you said. I can't keep up with all the numbers because it's just too late and my brain can't function with maths right now. But it is going to be really nice to see it be effective as we do see some damage.
Daysong overstepping a little bit too far into that lane, just going to be able to survive with that nice sigil coming out from Chamu. So yeah, be careful of the overstep because you're still an early game Gwen, and you do not have that much escape potential, just like Moshi has. So basically, we do have the fountain there, again purchased for Chamu, and we do have nice engage there, benediction from Silent Killer. Chamu get the extra poke damage onto Daysong. I'm not going to go that far right now as Alpha is still doing the jungle. They're not going to look for any further engagement right now.
Nah, I think it would be best for Rebirth not to have any engagement at the moment, although Feroxx could take advantage. For Alpha, as we do see, she's going to go for a Spell Sword as her first item, which I actually quite like on turn Alpha just because you get your abilities up more frequently and it's just nice base damage. With an Alpha, especially if you're going Weapon Power, you need to let it scale. You need to scale it up and play it safe just so then you can buy your items, just she has done here. She's done the Spell Sword.
We do have a little bit of an engagement for the time being into this jungle. Moshi just doing so much burst potential onto this Alpha. Alpha going to be popping up. Also, that healing flask going to be also using Termination Protocol, doing the burst damage. Oh, nice. AC's high connecting onto Tsuki, holding him in place with that Holy Nova. Also keeping out completely this Reza, leaving him open to 3 damage. Prime Directive able to reposition, trying to get the last core charge. Double kill over to Selma. And maybe trying to pick up that triple kill. Unfortunately, the burst potential is huge. Healing Frost going to be popped out. Prime Directive going to be missing out. Taking 1 kill onto Selma. The ace just before the respawn of Moshi. Nice pickup there.
Yeah, very nice pick up there. And we do see with Dason, he is going for that bursty Gwen build. Tension Bow is back in the meta with Gwen. Tension Bow did get a buff. And of course, Tension Bow always works brilliantly with Gwen. She is always so bursty. Even then, back in the day when she first came out, Tension Bow was always such a first item on her. It's nice to see it being played out here. We did see it being so effective here onto Selmore, for it did just chunking down bit by bit gradually. And it did helpfully manage to help him pick up that kill there as well, which is really nice. And now having that breaking point, he is just going to be able to stack up from that damage.
Ooh, for the time being, looked like a little bit of an engagement there. Silent Killer a little bit overstepped. Does have the Holy Nova available and the Divine Intervention. Nice stop! Where's that right bulwark? Able to stop the Prime Directive from Selma. That's when you know when you have a good Lyra. If they're able to time those abilities on point, that's when it can absolutely turn the game around.
Yeah, like I said, with Lyra, it is pretty hard with the bulwark to use just because you no longer have the snare ability, which is really annoying personally. And it really annoys me because I am a slight Lyra main. But anyhow, never mind. I'm not going to run any further. If, like you said, if you time it, it will work really effectively, just like that. So it will be really nice to see Chamu use it really effectively and not just to waste it, whether it's just for slows, but mainly primarily to stop the benediction engagement and as well as the prime directive, as they are looking for a gold mine here, which would be very smart. They are ahead in gold already, Infinity, but just a little flare is going to flare them out, and they may testify for it here.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and go right to the end. AC side going to be going out, connecting onto Selma. And looks like they're going to go onto Moshi, popping that healing flask. Fountain popped up by Shamu, able to get the extra sustain. Repositioning. Oh my god, that Reza doing so much damage. 2-2 situation as Daesung did go down quite early into this fight. Prime Directive going to be dodged out by Shamu, trying to get the extra move speed from his sigil. Unfortunately, oh yeah, it does have that healing flask out. Going to use the bulwark. Unfortunately, does not have that snare, as you just said. They're going to be able to block out the benediction. Prime Directive coming back in double kill for Selma. And that's not going to be an ace, as we do have the respawn of Daesung.
Yeah, Dason is now back up, luckily in time, even though he did get busted down really quick. Selmore, unfortunately. Not Selmore, unfortunately. Fortunately for Selmore, though, he did pick up the kill on Emoji. I think he just overstayed a little bit there. Got a little bit too cocky, but we do see Daesung. He's not scared at all. Look at that damage onto Zuki already. And that's just with his tension bow and his breaking point. Like I said, it is very effective. It scales so much. And the burst damage you do, it's already half health to him. He's hardly done anything.
Oh, that timing on that bulwark. Oh my god, Chamu, you're going to be one of my favorite supports. I just love those plays coming out as a Lyra. It's just nice timing overall. And yeah, just to come back, like, Daesung was doing quite a lot of damage onto this Fox. Because Fox, unfortunately, into 1v1 situations, isn't able to do a lot of damage, even though he did get a little bit of a tweak in 3.0 for him to be able to do a little bit more. But now, we do have Vox with the Dragon's Eye. Dragon's Eye is going to enable him to scale out through these fights much more efficiently. And so yeah, that's going to be a new power spike onto the side of Infinity Rebirth.
Yeah, having Vox with the Dragon's Eye is very key, especially with the resonance bouncers as well. They will, even though they do slight less damage now with the slight nerf on his pulse, it doesn't matter. It's very effective and it's a needed item on a Vox to able to scale up and do that damage. And of course, having the alternating current will allow him to do it first. But we do see the first spellfire of the game here, Maximum from Moji on a Reza.
Yes, Balefire. He's just going to try and block down the Divine Intervention coming out there from Silent Killer when he's going to try and burst down Tsuki or Selma if ever he wants to go on that. But the main target is going to be Tsuki, and we do have then the team coming back up, trying to reposition, trying to plaque that 5-star stack. Unfortunately, Moshi going a little bit too far there and going to be taking a lot of damage. They're just going to be pushed away now back to their second turret. And Moshi just trying to wait for that window of opportunity to try and take down Tsuki. I'm just going to try and take that count to try and regen a little bit more. Looks like both team are just going to be leaving this one slip away for the time being.
Yeah, looks like they are going to have to back off here. I think they know that they aren't quite ready to fight yet, as we do now see Grace now has her Echo, which will be the game changer right here, just because of the double divine intervention. Hopefully, it'll be really effective on Suzuki here. He's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, they're picking up into a 2v3, but we do have Moji there available. He does have his ultimate up if he wants to try and get an engagement and fully commit into the next team fight. And I'm just giving the extra sustain, just healing up his ally Daesung if they want to look for the next fight. Just trying to push this turret at this point. They do have Gwen that's quite good to take down these minions. Unfortunately, we do have then Moshi very separated from that fight. He's going to be missing out. Unfortunately, just reposition. Nice Crucible and a Divine Intervention coming out very, very early because he was quite low. Tsuki there, able to dash out a lot of damage now. He's got 9 stack onto that Dragon's Eye, now 10. And they are all stacked up together. Crucible going to be popped out to try and tank up the extra damage. Tsuki coming back in. Sonic Zoom, unfortunately, going to be connecting onto the minions just nearby. And that turret shot just making the plays. That turret MVP. And Mochi just trying to take down this Grace. Going to be doing the job. Unfortunately, reverse damage from Selma. Able to kill him down. Would you have 2 kills on the side of Infinity... of Feroxx. And 1 kill on the side of Infinity Rebirth.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was just unfortunate there for that team fight there. Although we did see there, they nearly did fail to Suki with that CP Vox unit. Like they got so bunched up together, he was so close to getting them, but I think they then realized it's such a bad thing. They then managed to split. They managed to turn around and be like to Infinity, be like, no, we're gonna kill you instead. You can take one of us. Yeah, sure, that'll be fine, but no, we're gonna take you instead, which is what they did. And I do like the confidence that Feroxx have. They've always had this confidence just in general throughout the whole of an ACL they've been playing. And so have Infinity, but it's just nice to show them they're just like, no, we're the bosses here. Go away.
You do need confidence when you're playing a Reza. If you do not have any confidence in your Reza plays, unfortunately, you're not going to be going that far. And for the time being, he has worked quite a lot. Unfortunately, sometimes he's been a little bit too overconfident, going solo, just face checking, getting Holy Nova quite easily by Silent Killer. As I would say, it would be the game-changing ability. That Holy Nova is so easy to anticipate where the Reza is going to be going. And right now, just both team are just going to wait for the opportunity to engage as the first turret is still up on the side of Infinity Rebirth. That's a huge deal into this game as they cannot fully engage on the side of Feroxx.
Yeah, they kind of need to wait for Feroxx to engage with Moji on this Reza just so then they can let him do his burst and then catch him out as he may be a little bit caught out here.
Yeah, once again, he's going a little bit too far. Nice Crucible able to stop out that Holy Nova. Crucible missed out. Oh, that Crucible able to stop the Aces High. Divine Intervention popped out onto this Vox. Got also the Termination Protocol. Going to be exploding onto Jushong. Oh, just surviving that by a bit of HP. The Echo onto the Divine Intervention. Able to give more sustain onto this Vox. Suki doing a lot of job. You see that 3.0 working well, taking down Kuma. Chamu, but unfortunately will be going down himself. Prime Directive trying to take down Moshi. He will be going down. Looks like they're trying to look for the ace, but Daesung will be able to run away as it is a Gwen with the extra move speed.
Yeah, Daesung luckily able to get out there. Unfortunately, not so lucky for Chamyu and Moshi, his dear fellow teammates, as Selmore and Zuki did manage to pick them up with the assistance of Silent Killer, of course, with the effective youth as his Echo and the Divine Intervention, like you've mentioned. However, It is now the starting the game changing point of the game. It's 15 minutes. You know what that means, peeps. It is Kraken time. Whoever gets this Kraken is ultimately the biggest game changer you can ever have throughout the game. Even though Infinity, they're ahead in kills, they're ahead in gold. Feroxx, though, on the other hand, can easily take this Kraken, turn it around, and we've seen them do a 3-man turret push before, and they might do it again here, so they do take a turret.
Ooh, Prime Directive going to be blocked out. Unfortunately, not going to be enough to save the life of Daesong. Committed a bit too much for that turret. Will be losing his life at that point. It was an important pickup, as I said a little bit earlier, to keep on doing those team fights. But as you said, Milena, it's Kraken time. And looks like now Team Infinity Rebirth will be trying to pick that objective down. Might try and pull out a C9 there, trying to do a reverse engage. Going to be picking up right away. Mochi just getting deleted in the blink of an eye. And just going to be capturing this Kraken in the next few seconds. Nice pickup for Infinity Rebirth. And they're trying to bring this back to a 1-1 situation, Milena.
Yeah, they could do, but it also depends on how they are going to execute this, hopefully, maybe potential final push here. We did see Feroxx do an amazing job of that last time. They took all 3 turrets, they even took the Vein Crystal. They still have the Kraken at the end of the day as well. And we're just going to need to see if Infinity are able and capable to pull off the same thing here. Or maybe we may be able to see Feroxx turn around, shut them down, and then push for their turrets instead and counter push, and hopefully they may be able to take the game as well. But for that to happen, we need an ace.
Yeah, and the Kraken now pushing onto the second turret. You're never going to be used. Unfortunately, still very low. Ace is high, going to be connected. And the Crucible coming out, not going to be enough. Tsuki, this Reza's doing so much work there. And with the Gwen Prime Directive coming out, going to be tanked out by Mosji. Nice repositioning. It looks like it will be, no, he will not be coming out of that reboot phase. Kraken, 500 gold, but 1 turret did go down. Looks like the second turret for this push will be going down this choke point. Core turret, unfortunately, taken down by Team Infinity Rebirth. Now, gonna have to see. This is a very nice Kraken push.
Yeah, it's a really nice Kraken push. In the meantime, Chanyu is just pushing up this lane as well. He is wanting to get that turret, which is really nice, effective play here. But however, I would like to point out that in that fight, Silent Killer was getting poked, not only from the Scorcher from Reza, but also the burst damage that Daesong is doing as his Gwen. And the Mortal Wound was doing so much. It was shredding through this Grace so quickly, especially on this Reza, which is why I am liking this Spellfire pickup on a Reza. I personally thought I would not like it. Instead, I lied. I do like it, and he's been so effective in the builds at the moment. As we do see Daesong here, in the meantime, he does pick up a bone saw. He's now sold his tension bow. He's probably realized not going to work. He needs to be able to stack up more as his Gwen, which you need to do against an Alpha who does have the infinite reboot. So it's a really nice effective here. And so we do have Moshi with that broken myth, and they may be wanting to look to fight here. I would say they do have more of an item advantage here when it comes to damage. Not so much when it comes to defense, for they are a bit more squishy. But it is in their best interest to go and fight and hopefully turn it around and just be like to Infinity, no, we deserve this 2-0. We do not want to go to a third. You don't deserve the 1-1. Boom.
Please let us go to sleep. Please make this a 2-0, as we would
Yes,
say.
that too. I want to go to sleep.
No, but the hype is real, so we will not go to sleep until this game is not over, everyone. So yeah, the broken mist
Oh.
picked up onto Moshi is quite effective. Like, he needed to build that because Suki, unfortunately, was able to survive quite long, even if he was going up against Moshi onto this Reza. So picking that item is going to be game-changing because he's just going to be able to burst down a lot more Tsuki going through that Aegis. And also, as you talk, like, I also love the pickup on this Spellfire because he's just going to be able to shut down like a big percentage of the healing coming out of that double Divine Intervention and the Fountain from Silent Killer onto Tsuki when they're going to try and burst him down. So that's like really smart itemization for Moshi onto this Reza. I do like it a lot. And it looks like just both teams are just trying to feel the pace of this game, just trying to know when they can engage. And they're just trying to force the enemy team right to push. Looks like Daesong just making his minion wave go up, and they're just looking for an engagement now. What do you have there? The nice 5-star stack, going to be using Holy Nova, going to be missing out. Rooted a little bit on place for missing out that ability. A little bit of damage. Looks like it would be a bad situation if Infinity Rebirth did engage, as Selma is very low. He's going to be backing it out to base. And this might be a second turret push. But he is coming back quite fast. There you have CP Vox. Nice hero to actually depush those huge waves. And now just gonna rotate back and maybe do a C9 once again, trying to take this Kraken. Kraken ready, one quarter taken down. Moshi going quite low. If they do not get the Kraken and the ace buff, it's not going to be good. Prime Ductive going to be using a hasty side. Going to be stolen by the Fox. Nice steal up. Might be coming back from that fight. The reboot going to be popped out onto Selma. Going to be reboot fade. But unfortunately, they do not matter as they do the 2-1. Able to pick up Daysong. The Kraken is on their side. I think, Milena, this is going to be game number 2 going over to Infinity Rebirth. We will not be going to sleep right now, I think.
Oh, as much as I want to sleep at the same time, I do want to see another match happen. As we did see that Kraken, unfortunately, I do not think it was worth it. It has just caused Feroxx the game, unfortunately. Even though Moji is about to spawn back up, he will not be able to do anything here, as this looks like it will be a game. It is going to be 1-1 to Infinity Rebirth and Feroxx here, which means I can't go to sleep yet, Maxman.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
1-1. 1-1 coming out of to this second match. And unfortunately, it looks like as I said, they were trying to pull off a C9, but unfortunately they will not on the side of Feroxx trying to pull out a C9, which is the fact of actually trying to do an objective, faking it, and then engaging the team fight. There, they tried to fully commit the Kraken, which was a huge mistake, as actually Reza was quite low. So if they had tried to commit, it was just overall a bad decision trying to go onto this Kraken, as Moshi was really low, and like the proof was he was the first hero going down into that team fight, followed up by the Gwen, and also the Lyra did follow up shortly behind. So I would say, unfortunately, this game did end up on a mistake on the side of Team Feroxx, as they did play a really good first game. This one was a little bit edgy. A few mistakes coming out of their part. Gonna have to see now. 1-1 situation. Next game will be the last, and the winner of next match will be going to semi-finals of NACL. Milena.
And then we can go to sleep.
Maybe stop talking about sleep, or we will be falling asleep while we are casting. Maybe just drink some coffee. It's gonna be cool. Anyway, we're gonna be going into the draft quite soon for the third and last game of the day. And draft-wise, we saw Reza very dominant pick, and we do have then into the 3.0 meta a lot of very dominant picks. You got the Gwen, you got the Cruel, you got Cruel, you got Cruel. Just ban a Cruel, please. Just don't let him get through. You got the Grace, double divine intervention, Echo late game. You got the CP Vox, still very good, and can even pick up little 1v1s because of the little change tweak into that 3.0 patch. So a lot of heroes very powerful into this patch, and you cannot ban them all. Unfortunately, you cannot ban them all. So some are going to be picked up. So into this third draft, Milena, what do you expect coming out for this third and last game?
Well, hopefully they will ban off this Reza again. Even though they left it open, we did see the effect of that Spellfire. Even at some points with his Scorcher, at one of that near team fight there, just before it broke out, he was using it so effectively, his Scorcher, onto this Alpha, and it actually half-healthed her already. It just shows the power of these mortal wounds doing onto this Alpha and how effective it can be. At the same time, hopefully they will get rid of his Vox as well. But he was a pain when they got all clustered up together. It allowed him to stack up on his Dragon's Eye. It allowed him to do his work. But they're going to go for a Black Feather.
Yeah, banning
Why?
Black Feather A side, I do really enjoy that pickup, because Black Feather first pick A side is not a good choice. Black Feather and Rona, as I said a little bit earlier, are two heroes you mostly want to pick up onto the B side. So Black Feather being one of those awesome heroes, being first pick or second picked onto B side, it's one of the best bans you can do on A side right now. Cruel still open, Reza still open. So going to see what on the side of Feroxx they want to focus onto this first ban on their side.
I really hope they ban that Cruel. Just because I can just tell you are very passionate and you have a lot of hate against this Cruel. Yep. There we go.
If you're our main Cruel, we cannot be friends, unfortunately. No, it's a joke.
That's a little bit harsh.
Yeah, but then we do have this Cruel ban. So that means Cruel banned up. They can pick a little bit squishier heroes. They can pick up Celeste if they want. They can pick up Vox. It's going to be taken on the side of Infinity Rebirth. So once again, flex pick. I do prefer flex picks laners when you're onto the A side, like jungler and laner flex picks like Blackford Arona on A side doesn't seem that effective as it's easily countered. So now Vox for A side. CP weapon, we do not know yet. So the next few bans and picks are going to be a little bit into the mist, totally blindfolded.
Yeah, definitely totally blindfolded as we have seen. We've seen the CP Vox being effective. We might hopefully see a weapon Vox come into play instead, just to show how viable. And he's just like, oi, look, I'm still here. I'm still effective, blah, blah, blah. But they're going to go for a Rona here, which I'm a little bit surprised about considering Rona does have a bit of trouble into Vox, especially if he'll be CP, just because if he's able to kite around her, he's going to be able to stack and burst her down quite nicely. But Rona, even though she is strong, she can be flexed into jungle in the lane, don't get me wrong. Just she's not my favourite personal pickup into a Vox just because he has so much more of a kiting ability onto Rona. But at the end of the day, it is all about positioning on a Vox. If you're out caught, you're going to be dead to that Rona in the face with one of her axes and it's going to hurt. It's going to leave a little
Yeah.
nasty scar.
Yeah, with that Rona now, she's got a lot of damage potential as she engages. And something I'd like to talk about real quick is if we have then, we're talking about Spellfire quite a lot into this game. Spellfire picked up onto a CP Vox. Can be huge because applying Spellfire, that mortal wound, onto the entire enemy team with your resonance, it can just annihilate the use of a fountain, of Imperial Sigil coming out of Elira. All those kind of abilities. Like it can be huge if they decide on late game to build up that item. If they're already like in a very good game. If you're not into a good game, it's not. If like you're not doing like 20-0, you maybe do not want to build up that item. And it's interesting to see if they decide maybe to pick it up.
Yeah, it'll be really good. Like we've also seen Poison Shield be very effective on a Vox as well. So the Mortal Wound does work very well on the Vox. So Spellfire on a Vox could be considered. But in the meantime, we do have a Grace and an Arden banned off. I do like that Feroxx have banned off the Grace just because she can be so effective with a Vox. Although they could have picked her up instead. Either way, it probably would have been banned regardless, and Arden as well. A very, very solid support. If you put it in the hands of Arona, she's going to be so much more mobile. She's going to be a real pain in the neck. And then the same goes for having it the Vox. Even though it would be beneficial to have it with the Vox on the side of Infinity, it's best just to be safe to get rid of it as well. And especially that the Gauntlet, if you land it perfectly, which we have been seeing, can be so annoying with that stun. You can not do anything with it. It is pretty hard to block if you can't see it coming or if you're a bit split up, which is very good. But Maxman,
I
I've pulled
was
out your favorite.
just I was just about to say pick up Channelwalker. That would be the smartest pick in the world for the support on the side of Feroxx. Because doing it up, like already Channelwalker, Rona is an awesome duo as you can Torment, you can get the CC with the Trespass and share 25%, not 30, but now 25 in this 3.0 patch. So basically you can just share the damage of the Red Mist and of the Ronin all and just keep the enemy team all together, packed up. And just also, it's basically also a soft ban into this draft because they're taking it off of the Vox. That means if they were going to go onto a CP Vox, which is more powerful for the time being than Weapon Vox, if they did decide to go onto a CP Vox and Chernwalker, getting the resonance, getting the extra shared damage, that combo is deadly. It was deadly in 2.12. It is still deadly in 3.0, as I've seen it in the few games I've played into this patch. Very, very effective. So very nice, smart, soft ban on the side of Feroxx with that Chernwalker. We're going to have a pickup of Rome Lyra for Infinity Rebirth, Milena.
Yeah, having Lyra here is very effective into this right now just because of her bulwark. It may be able to catch her if she does try into the fray. She can catch her with it. But it's the whole thing of the slow. Rona is so mobile when she has her red mist on. So just having the bulwark will just stop her and slow her down in her tracks. It also will give Vox a chance to get away as well from the Rona and the Chumwalker and just allowing him to kite and reposition quite nicely. In the meantime, he can also benefit from the bursting heal that the Imperial Sigil provides as well. But they are going to look for that lockdown onto that Rona with this Baptiste.
Yeah, Baptiste, once again, like very smart picks all into this draft. Like, I'm really happy to see the players have done their homework, even though we're in 3.0 patch. Because picking up a Baptiste, the CC god, against the other CC god that is Chernwalker, It's going to be an absolute battle. They got a huge amount of CC on both teams. You got the Ordain, you got the Fearsome Shade on the side of Team Feroxx. You got the Torment, you got the Trespass. So basically, right now, it's going to be a game of knowing who's going to lock down the enemy team first. That's going to be a game changer. If you can lock down the Vox, it's going to get bursted. If you can lock down now the Sky that just get picked up with an Ordain and a Fearsome Shade, you're just going to win the game. So a lot of CC coming out into this game and a lot of overall scaling, because these fights are not going to be burst. They're not going to be bursty. They're going to be full scale. So you're going to be expecting to see Dragon's Eye and Breaking Point in all of these heroes.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused with the pickup from Team B with the Sky, just because she's going to be so restricted with the Ordained if it gets landed onto her and the burst that Batiste can provide with his bad mojo. So I am a little bit confused about that, but I can see why, just because if you're not caught in it, because Rona will be their main focus to shut down for, she will be the tank for their team. So of course she'll be having the Ordained more frequently thrown down on her and she'll be caught. So it does allow Sky to stack up. But if they are smart, they can Ordain the Sky, get her out instantaneously just so then she doesn't stack, and then deal with the Rona later, which can be a bad thing if she does build that breaking point and she does have her stacks up like we have mentioned before. It's now gone from 20 to 25, so it is going to be a lot more effective. It will cause a lot more damage on Rona. So, but personally here, I wouldn't have picked a Sky. I personally may have gone for attacker, just because you can outdo the Ordain if you time your chitin perfectly. And he provides so much burst onto Vox, he isn't going to stand a chance. And he's also very, very bursty into Batiste. But it will be interesting to see how this Sky is played. And hopefully she will not be caught out by the CC god himself of Batiste.
Mm. Yeah, like as you said there, like Attacker could have potentially came out. I do not think that would have been the case, as they are going up against the Lyra with that walk. So maybe not the best decision on their part. They could have gone with probably a CP Blackfeather that was actually banned. So I'm not gonna say, I haven't said anything. No, but there were other CP
Pay
heroes that
attention.
came out. Yeah, there could have been other CP heroes. I think that Sky is one of those heroes that's very squishy, that can be locked down quite easily. Like with the Ordain, with the Fearsome Shade, if they're able to combo properly, as you said, that's going to be their win conditions. If they're able to lock down Sky, they're going to be into a 3v2, and you know how easy it is to outrun a Rona if you got Batiste as another of those GCC gods with Churnwalker.
Definitely, but we do have Moji on this Sky. Hopefully he is going to pull out those awesome, fabulous plays again, as we do have Zuki back on that Vox, even though it's not going to be a CP Vox this time. Unfortunately, it's going to be a weapon Vox. So I do like he is showing how he can play this hero just by playing the two different paths. It just shows he's very comfortable and very confident. Like we've mentioned before, you need to go into these fights as a confident player. For confidence, I would say priority helps you win these matches at the end of the day. Just because if you're confident, you're more likely to play better, and your plays are going to be more amazing, and your synergy as a team improves so much across the board. I've seen it in so many people. I've even seen it in myself gradually over time. I've seen it in yourself as well, Maxman, as well. So confidence here is very nice, and I do like it, as it looks like just a lot of stuff going on, but Sky is just stuck in the base. He's stuck in the
Yes, Sky,
base.
unfortunately, might be having a few problems, but anyway, they are not scared team. Feroxx are just going in, just trying to take the camps, and they do not have the information. Like Infinity Rebirth do not have info that the Sky is not here, so they can still take that misinformation into their hands and to their advantage, as Rona is playing very aggressively and just picking up the next few CS there, and Tsuki just trying to poke her down. Silent Killer just trying to help out with the extra damage. So yeah, like right now, we can have to see what's going to happen with Moshi, because unfortunately, if that happens like that, you are responsible of your own internet connection when you do enter an ACL. So we cannot put this game on pause or anything else for the time being. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that he is not in game at the moment. Hopefully he'll be able to reconnect very soon. But it does not mean it's going to knock their confidence off. As we did see, Daesung, he just jumped into the fray. He just went in. It was just like, no, this is my lane. Back off, Vox. I am going to outdo you so well. He's just still showing that aggression. He is going to go in there and just be like, taking the farm. He is not going to back down. They are not scared at all, Feroxx, at all, which I do like seeing. They may be down a player, but it does not matter. Infinity, hopefully, I think they might have realized this by now as they are able to take that middle treant so easily, and they may be very inclined to focus a lot in the lane or to put a lot of pressure into that jungle where it is now free.
Moji! Moji is
Oh,
back. Yep.
Mushi's back!
Moji is back there. Looks like he had a little bit of connection problem. Now we have full team on the side of Team Feroxx are going to be able to battle. And I just thinking about it, I think we did not switch team side into this last game. We do have Infinity Reborn on the right side, Rebirth on the right side again. Oh, it was not really that much of a problem. Just wanted to point that out.
To be fair, I didn't really notice it until you pointed it out.
So yeah,
Good
but
observation skills, better than mine.
So right now, all going to be pulling back. Where's the Torment? Was into the fray, able to get the extra slow. Unfortunately, the ball going to be a little bit out of position. Not going to be having that much use with that engagement. And looks like Chiki will be just trying to look and get back to safety. As Samurai is trying to get that Elder Treant once again into the jungle. That's going to be second Elder Treant over to Infinity Rebirth. And just increasing that gold gap little by little. 200 gold, 300 gold right now. We have the engagement of Selma going the other way around. Does have the Ordain up. Not going to be using it right now. Just going to wait for that awesome enemy to focus down. It's going to be Moshi for the time being. And yeah, right now just very passive. 0-0 in 3 minutes 50 seconds into this game.
Yeah, well, to be fair, with Feroxx, they will have to play passive here. But, oh, he is taking a bit of damage here. Somewhat, unfortunately, not able to pick it up with his bad mojo. Little bit late from that, as it is picked up from Moshi instead, just to secure it. Hopefully, or if not, I believe the Lyra got it. I don't know who got it, but I know Selmore didn't get it, unfortunately. But they do know to play passive here. They know to play it safe. Moshi needs to scale up, but it's not stopping him here.
Yeah, just trying to get a little bit of an engagement. Going to come with a lot of reverse damage coming out of Tsuki there. And just as extra information, Tsuki going first item, Poison Shiv, which is very, very smart on this case and on his behalf. Because going to have first item, Serpent Mask, a very normal item when you build up and when you itemize onto a Rona. And also Churnwalker just going to be able to tune down his 12% healing coming out of the damage dealt by his allies. So nice pickup for first item onto Tsuki was that Poison Shiv. Looks like Silent Killer and Selma are just going to look for a little bit of extra gold as Moshi is trying to deny this, and we'll be coming back with a nice Fission Shade, able to stop Daesung while that into the fray, pulling back with the Torment, getting two-man chained up, sharing a lot of damage coming out from Moshi. Unfortunately, the sustained potential coming out there of this Batiste is huge. Going to be pulled back in with the Torment. Red Mist going in wild. Crucible, Silent Killer did get the Crucible first item to get the extra regen, but that's going to be first blood taken by Daesung with this Rona and looking for more. Engaged does have that Torment available if ever, but it looks like the extra move speed from Silent will be able him to get out of that hook and chain, and looks like we're going to have another death. It's going to be Tsuki going down to this Rona.
Yeah, Feroxx may be down in player levels at the moment, but it's not stopping him. I mean, look at Daesun. He is a killing machine at the moment with this Reyna. Maybe trying to break down Silent Killer.
Yeah,
He's gonna
Silent
die.
Killer gonna go down, unfortunately. Taken by Moshi. 3-0. Even though he was AFK, that's not stopping him, as you just said. They're coming in strong into this game. 6 minutes in, 3-0, and also turning the gold advantage. Even though a few Elder Tunes did go over to Infinity Rebirth, their gold advantage is now of about over 1,000. So slowly scaling on the side of Team Feroxx.
Yeah, and it looks like Feroxx have also taken the advantage. But Maxman, do you see what I see on this sky?
Oh, I wanted to see that game number 1. We were going to be seeing a game number 3, Spellfire. First item purchase, even though it's an item I do prefer seeing when you already got items you did purchase before. It's still a nice pickup because you're going up against a Lyra and a Batiste and a Poison Shiv box. Those heroes are going to be sustaining hell a lot. They're going to sustain all through the team fight. So building that was, I think, essential and a core item. But first item, I think, is unfortunately a little bit of a mistake as Mochi does engage a little bit too far. Going to be ordained CC down with a nice Vision Shade, able to get the extra damage onto Mochi. Torment pulling them back. Wizard, oh, nice Crucible. Unfortunately, not going to be enough to save the life of Selma. Going to be going down, one man down for the side of Team Infinity Rebirth into this little team fight. Oh, no, it's not over. Red Mist going wild, unfortunately. Into the fray, going to be a little bit misplaced just into the turret. Suki will be surviving another day. And Daesong, Chamu quite low. Do not re-engage. Wouldn't be a good position. And Fountain going to be popped out. Does have that Poison Shiv able to stop a little bit of that healing, but he's still healing so much that they cannot do anything. The hook and chain just doing so much damage. Chamu going to be picking up a little side kill for the time being. It's like, look, Daesong, he's Jaws. He's Jaws, just waiting for the time to come out of the water and take them down. We'll be taken down for the time being. This first turret of the game, going down in 7 minutes 50 seconds for Team Feroxx.
Yeah, we do. And we do see a little gold lead as well coming onto Feroxx. It's just under 3k now, so it is getting bigger little by little now. And we did see in that fight the effectiveness of that Spellfire. It's first item on a Sky. This may be the new meta for a Sky, potentially. We did see it onto Silent Killer. It was so effective. And Zuki as well. They did fall incredibly low. Fortunately, not able to go down, but it doesn't matter. We did have Daesong there trying to do his job as a Rona being in their faces and trying to pick up the kills as much as possible. And Chamu as well, with the amazing hook and chains he's pulling off, and the torments and the trespasses. But Silent Killer, he did pick us Crucible first, now his Fountain, which I would say is very beneficial considering he was able to block that trespass. Even though Selmore did go down from it, it doesn't matter. He was able to block it, and he did stop any potential team fight to go down, and even possibly more people dying from it as well. They may have lost a turret, but in the long run, it's going to be so effective for Infinity if they're going to consistently be able to block these trespasses.
Yeah, Crucible just onto Lyra is able to give you a lot more sustain for time to Ordain, able to stop the animation of that into the fray. Moji going quite low, and so is Chamu just taking a lot of chunks of damage. Moji taking that Bard Mojo to the face. Gonna try and get away with this passive there. Looks like, Rona into the lane, taking quite a chunk of damage to the face. Chamu's still there, going to be ordained, going to be hold into place. He's got that hook and chain, going to be putting back and not doing that much use as the wall is between them. And Moshi taking a lot of that shared damage, but Mojo coming back in. Dayton coming in like a beast. Unfortunately, Fist and Shake going to be blocked out just on time. And it will be resulting into the death of Moshi. Chamu still there, wait for it. Going to be coming out, getting the extra silence. Double kill over for Tsuki. Onto this Poison Shiv, Vox doing a lot of work into the fray, taking one last turret shot, going to be blocked out just on time, and also it's going to be triple kill. Tsuki on the edge of death, coming back in and picking up the ace for his team.
Yeah, very nicely played there. I think Daesong may got just a little bit cocky, probably just a bit desperate just for how so low Suki got there. He was trapped out in that ordained though from Selmore, so he couldn't do much. And just to see Suki already, he did have a couple of stacks already, so he was able to turn it around nice and easily. Because of that, it has helped them get a gold mine here, hopefully. Yes, it does. It's not going to get stolen. And it's now equalized the gold lead now quite nicely. They're picking up some more kills, and they maybe were looking for some more here.
Yeah, Renmis going wild into this 1v2. This Rhino is doing a lot of work. Going to use the face bitter just to apply mortal wound onto Tsuki. That's one, but that would have, with that connected, they could have re-engaged that so well. Unfortunately, they were able to get out with that Sonic Zoom from Tsuki. And right now, yeah, the gold advantage is going to be evened out exactly. Like they're exactly the same amount of gold. They did get one turret. They did get the ace, and they were able to secure that gold miner. So 11 minutes in, 5-3. The only advantage now is in terms of kill. Now slowly the gold advantage seems to go back into the favor of Team Feroxx and looking for the new engagement.
Yeah, they are hopefully looking for the engagement. They probably are just looking to stack up on items now, as we can see. Moshi is now going into a Broken Myth. Personally, I wouldn't have gone for a Broken Myth. I would have gone into a Dragon's Eye just because you need to stack up as soon as possible. And considering there's no shielding being bought on the side of Infinity, but even then, it's a fairly cheap item. You can buy it so quickly. I just think it may not be as beneficial here, even though you can shred through the natural armor and shield that they all have on the side of Infinity. But I would say a Dragon's Eye would have just been better just because you can stack and it can scale up so much more with the Spellfire, which has just been so effective already. And with Dragon's Eye having 18 stacks as well, it's just so much more effective and so much more damage will be coming out so much better from this guy. And it will just make Feroxx even more unstoppable and so dominant in this game that they already are.
Yeah, but also the thing with those stacks is that there are more stacks. That means that the fight do take a lot more time to scale. So, like, it's going to be important to build those stacking items for everyone, as I said, into the draft phase. And for the moment, it's only Moshi that doesn't have a Dragon's Eye. It should be a very important item to build up a little bit later. And I'm just taking a little bit of damage. Going to be ordained, stunned out. Not going to be doing that much damage, unfortunately, as he is just tanking it out. And Moshi taking a bot mojo. Wow. That damage he did have is four stacks up, so he did have a guaranteed burst potential damage. He's just poking him. He's just poking him. He said, "Hey, no, wake up. You're staying with us." And Gold Miner, I'd like them to pull a C9 there if they do decide of engaging. It looks like it will be the case. Daesong and Charmu do have the information now. Salmon just there trying to get a few bad mojos down. Trying to get a 2v3 there. Goldman are going to be left out. Looks like they're going to be leaving and not doing this mistake as it was the case for Team Feroxx. They learn from their enemy's mistake. Desmond, Desmond both going to be able to lock away the side of Infinity Rebirth. Goldman are going quite low. It's going to be the objective that both teams want to try to focus down. But it looks like both teams are trying to let it slip away. But they just keep taking aggro again and again. Charmu taking you aggro at this point. And now he's going to be able to Daesong, going to be trying to focus it down. Oh, God, those nice hook and chains going to be connecting now, doing a C9. With that also fearsome shake, going to be blocked out. Moshi going to be very, very low. Nice fountain turned out by Chamu with the Crucible, able to keep Moshi alive. Reposition with that arcane passage. Ordain able to CC down. Moshi going to be deleted. Awesome plays. Going to be doing a double kill with that Batiste. Morona going wild, able to be an absolute beast. Sustained burst potential and repositioning with that into the fray as Selma is backing out. Oh, what? What? No, the Crystal Sentry went a bit too close. He went a bit too close, giving over the ace to Daesong, staying alive. Ace over oh my God, to Feroxx. He went too close to that sentry, was given over the ace.
He did get so close, and Selma, I'm sorry, mate. There's confidence and there's slightly overconfident. He nearly picked him up. Just even then, it wouldn't be enough. Even one basic attack coming out from Batiste wouldn't be able to kill this Rona. Rona did get really low from it, but it doesn't matter. She got out. She killed them both. It did get the ace. Suki, not quite, I would say, familiar with the sentry ranges. He did get picked up, unfortunately, which I say is really unfortunate. The last thing you want to do is being killed like that. I'd say it's worse being killed by a sentry than a gold mine.
Yeah, looks like we're going to have a little bit of an engagement there. We do have a few hook and chase that did connect. Moshi just taking, he's already mid HP. If they engage it now, it would be a really game-changing situation for Infinity Rebirth, as Moshi is just still staying into the fight where he is very low. Looks like he's gonna, he had enough. He's just gonna try and back out, because that would be, I think that would be game otherwise for that fight for Infinity Rebirth. If they did fight with a side that was that low, yeah, he's gonna be backing out. And next team fight, would you have Infusion popped out now for Selma? Looking for business, and so is Daesong. One infusion on both sides. Now we're gonna have also the one popped onto Moshi, onto that CP Sky. So now we do only have Tsuki not infused. He's gonna be picking up that Sorrow Blade to get a little bit more burst damage and burst potential. So next team fight is gonna be very interesting as these infusions are out, and we're gonna have also one on Chamu.
Yeah, Zuki having that Sorrow Blade does allow him to have more of that base damage. And of course, with the Breaking Point, able to stack up with more damage. I would say it's more beneficial than crit just because it's more reliable and consistent compared to crit. Crit, although it can make you stack up a lot of damage really quickly, having a Sorrow Blade is just more consistent and so reliable that your crit chances aren't going to mess up your stacks. You can still burst a lot of damage from it, as we might be able to see it here, hopefully.
We look a little bit of engagement there. Was the bulwark, unfortunately, fall? Fistm Jake going to be blocked out magnificently by Chamu. But unfortunately, Mochi will be going down into this fight. Rona still going wild, able to trespass, get the CC down onto this Vox. Hero killed, 2-1. Unfortunately, that was also the death of Mochi on the side of Feroxx. Oh, the trespass. Trespass just a little bit too late there. will be going down to the first bit of Daesong Ace to Team Feroxx, and looks like the Kraken is up and they will be trying to take it right now.
Daesun, I will have to point out, as such a fierce. Very here, not only is she just a warrior herself, but he is really showing that she is a true warrior and really putting fear. He puts the fear in Feroxx into the players of Rona. Haha, you like my joke? Yeah, it's amazing. And just really sort of scaring Infinity back a little bit. They are starting to fall behind now, as it looks like the kills are going more on the side of Feroxx at 11 and 6. They now do have a Kraken here. That turret is going to be really low. That turret will go down guaranteed, as we now see that Feroxx are going to push up. They might be wanting to go for an ace here. It could be a 2-1 here, but I'm not going to speak too soon, but anything can happen. It is Kraken time. Kraken's up. Anything can happen with a Kraken. You can ace them, you can push, or you can just keep pushing with the Kraken and win the game. Anything can happen at this point, and we are just going to have to see what is going to happen here.
Yeah, so now this choke point turret does go down. Unfortunately, looks like going to have to use that Crucible and the Fountain to keep Daesong alive. Xiaomu a little bit too close, going to be able to trespass, going to be nicely blocked out there from this Lyra. Wait for it, going down. Daesong quite low, do not have that Fountain available. Bond Mojo picking up kill number 1 onto Moshi. Kill number 2 onto Xiaomu, picked up by this Fox, and Kraken still mid HP, going to be picking up this first Vayne turret. And Daesong just backed out, avoiding giving the ace over. I was going to say just before, no fear, just fight. But there, Daesong just following these words a little bit too literally and did go down in terms of HP quite fast, and just not being able to go into that fight.
Yeah, he did get a little bit caught out there, and like I did mention, it's like I almost jinxed him slightly. Anything can happen with our Kraken push. It was almost so close to an ace for Infinity Rebirth there. Just so much can happen in that last push with Kraken. Although at the end of the day, it is still worth it. They have got 2.5 turrets out of it, so it's still beneficial. They could either go for another ace here, hopefully, which they should be more inclined to do, or they could play the waiting game, which is going to be really risky on waiting for that Kraken to respawn. True, it's more solid, but it is so much more risky, for it does give Infinity that chance and that slight hope that they can steal it. They have so many chances to steal it. They could do it with a Sigil, about a Mojo, if there's some shade, or even a wait for it from the Vox. They have so many opportunities to steal it. It is going to be pretty hard, especially if Chamu is able to hook and chain and then pull off his trespass onto them to stop them doing it. But we have been seeing Silent Killer block them, so it's just there. But what are they doing?
They're just waiting. Like,
They're just
where
waiting.
is the enemy team? What's going on? And looks like Silent Killer going to be the one to try and engage this properly. Come on, don't go too far. You're gonna. Oh,
I really want him to go down. I just want to see it happen.
Go on, looks, they're just going to try and pick their prey. And looks like it's going to be Silent Killer. Going to be bursted down right away. Face some shade. Unfortunately, going to be... Oh, no Crucible coming out by Chamu. He's going to be able to save the life of Silent Killer. Just... Whoa, that burst. They were just waiting. That was a huge pause in this game, as Kraken is now respawned. And once again, I would like to see a C9 getting pulled out by the side of Feroxx. Kraken now able to take some damage. And yeah, side Infinity Rebirth just a little bit too far. Well, they do try to take this Kraken. They're really positioning it as they do want to take a senior, trying to engage a team fight if they try and counter engage and try to steal the Kraken. Just gonna no, they're not gonna try and focus it down now. Okay, they're just waiting. It's just the wait game at this point, Milena.
But the wait game is so boring. Please, someone go kill someone, please. Please, Infinity. Please, someone engage, please.
Yeah.
I beg of you.
We do have the infusion going to be backed up there onto Tsuki and Selma, meaning they are looking for business. But unfortunately, if Infinity Rebirth do lose this team fight, it could be game over to Team Feroxx, because this Kraken will be able to push quite easily this last Vayne turret, as the hook and chain are slowly raining down, not connecting quite yet. Moshi just trying to get his few early damage. There's one going to be going down, able to stun out that Lyra, but unfortunately, Moshi just getting deleted right away. Rona, no fear, just going right into this fight. Chamu now is able to trespass because the Crucible is not available anymore on the side of Infinity Rebirth. Tsuki has to respect the damage. I mean, it looks like he's still going to go back in, and Lyra's still there, going to be healed up by that. Oh, nice arcane passage. and just going to be able to save the life of Silent Killer. And looks like Tsuki coming back with the counter kill, getting a double kill, and going to be giving over the ace. And it looks like this might be a little comeback for Infinity Rebirth. Little comeback, I mean, huge comeback.
Yeah, a huge comeback indeed. Mossy just got absolutely bursted, but that's kind of what you get when you don't have any form of shield or even armor. He only does have a reflex block. Sky, you are so squishy. You need to have some more defense at this point, especially if we're getting bursted down by a stacking Batiste who was infused for that fight. He just got absolutely melted, and Dason unfortunately just got slightly out-kited by Suki, and a brilliant arcane passage coming out from Lyra saved her own life. Just so then, Dason could have picked it up and then easily picked up that kill on Vox, but just because of that nice positioning from Silent Killer, it has helped them get the ace. Everyone's now infusing up. They are now waiting for this last fight. Now, this fight is so crucial. They can either push for this Kraken on the side of Infinity Rebirth and just go for the win, or Feroxx should do, and they should really do this, ignore the Kraken and just go for Infinity and rush that base. They have the damage for it. They have half a turret left. They should be inclined to do it, but they're going for the Kraken.
Yeah, we're going to have to see, Milena, which one of those predictions are going to be true, as this Kraken has already taken mid HP. Rona doing a lot of work onto this Kraken, as Kraken is still pushing onto that choke point turret. Going to be going down any moment now, normally. Looks like Tsuki just trying to focus it down as fast as possible. Kraken taking down the objective. Nicely done. And they're just going to run away. Infinity Rebirth not wanting to go totally in and totally committing to that fight. Just going to leave the Kraken go down. 1,500 extra gold going, though, over to Team Feroxx, able to get those maybe new core items.
Yeah, maybe some more core items, maybe some more infusions, or for Mushi, some defense. Pretty please. You're scaring me as this guy. Your plays are amazing, don't get me wrong. It just scares me when I see no one with no defense. Especially
Yeah,
that they've got
when it's
no body
Sky.
defense items.
But Mojo just scouting out the area, going to be getting those 2 extra stacks. Going to be able to get the next burst damage. Looks, they're just looking for the next CC. They're waiting for the supposed to engage, and as it is, Rona's going to be engaging. Was that Red Mist able to pick up a very early kill into this fight onto Selba? Just not able to sustain because that mortal wound was doing so much work. He was not able to counter sustain with the Bard Mojo and with his stacks. And also, this might be the last push of the game, as they do have this little wave coming up. They're trying to push this. Only Tsuki and Silent Killer are up and available. Torment Trespass going to be blocked out just on time by Silent Killer. Red Mist going wild, blocking out a bit of the damage. Mortal Wound still out there. Just going to try and go onto that Laos Vein turret. And looks like they're going to try and end the game. It should be game number 3. Going over to Team Feroxx, taking this 2-1 up on Infinity Rebirth, taking it 2-1. Congratulations, Feroxx. You just won your place into the semi-finals of NACL.
Yeah, congrats to Feroxx there. I was really hoping that last fight when you were saying they're going to take that crystal, I was hoping you were going to get casted and Vox was going to put off an amazing 1v3 there, or even 2v3. It would have been amazing. But no, regardless, congrats to Feroxx and to Infinity for both the amazing plays they've done, the amount of synergy, the comps, the confidence, just everything about these teams was amazing, and I couldn't ask to cast a better match here tonight on NACL, especially with you, Maxwin, because you're my favorite.
Oh, thank you very much. And just to close onto this game, the big problem, I would say, on the side of Infinity Rebirth, they were able to take down Marshy very effectively. Like, he would go down super fast if they were able to get on top of him, which did work out at the end. There was only Rona and Chamu available. But if they were able to take down Marshy, they would mainly win the fight. But still, Daesung and Chamu, as I said earlier into the draft, it's such a deadly combo with the Torment, the Trespass coming out. Even though the Crucibles were really on point from Silent Killer, if they were able to just bring in and get the Red Mist going wild, and it did there on Selma, just delete him in right away. If they're able to do that effectively, as they did do into a 2v3 most of the time, they were just going to win the fight. So I would say, like, right now, they had to try and focus on actually stacking up their items instead of only bursting down this Sky, even though she didn't have any defense. Like, you had to try and see over when you took down the Sky. What do we do next? And that didn't happen really into this game, Melina, I would say, and that was mostly their downfall.
Yeah, it was their downfall, but however, all these games, they've had their downfalls, but they've had their perks as well. We've seen some players that probably were just mind-blowing. Just, oh my god, how did they do that? How did they live? And I was having one of my moments that, oh no, you should have died. But it doesn't matter. They got kills, they got objectives. At the end of the day, even though there's still really good teams, at the end of the day, it is the best team that won fair and square, which was Feroxx in this case.
Yeah, Feroxx taking it 2-1. Congratulations, even though there was very nice plays and a game taken on by Infinity Rebirth. Anyways, we're going to try and